What is going on, everyone? It's Brody back again to answer another tennis topic. And today's tennis topic is going to be about the K-Swiss brand of shoes. Now, the K-Swiss brand has been around for a while. They've gained a lot more traction recently, especially with their newest releases. They got the Hypercourt Express 2, they got the Supreme, the new Supremes, and they have the Ultrashots. Those are going to be their main three lines. I'll give a brief explanation of all of them so that you can see what's going on. So the first one I'll start with, probably their most popular out of all of them, and the one that I actually have here with me. It's going to be the K-Swiss Hypercourt Express 2. This is the second version. There is the first version. It's really a big toss-up between if you like the first one, if you like the second one. You just got to try them on. If you can find the first one, great. If not, the second one may do you just fine. So the big thing about the Hypercourt Express 2 is that this is going to be the widest tennis shoe without going to an actual wide size. So for all of you that are looking for a wider shoe, because you try on something like Asics, that's way too narrow. You try on something like Adidas, you're like, I mean, okay, but you can still feel it squeezing on you in your toe box. K-Swiss, the Hypercourt Express 2, this one's been designed to just alleviate that problem and help make sure that you have the best time on court with this shoe. Now, along with most of the other shoes in the K-Swiss line, the Hypercourt Express, inside here, if you do get the chance to feel it, you'll notice that it's a little bit almost like a gritty material. It is to lock you in, keep your sock or your ankle from moving around. However, sometimes that can just go ahead and start to pull the sock down. So if you're wearing the shoes, I would say you would want to make sure you have at least a sock that's higher than this on your specific ankle. You can go and try the lower cut ones, but in my experience with them, having higher socks is typically just a little bit of the better way to go for the Hypercourt Express. Now, the Hypercourt Express 2, those do also come in wide sizes. So the shoe that was the widest before going to wide size got even wider now with an actual wide size. So K-Swiss heard the comments, heard the complaints. They're like, we know it's pretty great, but now we're fixing it to make it even better. And that way more people who have a wider foot can also use the shoe rather than just some people who may have needed a wide or may not have needed a wide. So that's the K-Swiss Hypercourt Express 2. Then you have the K-Swiss Supreme. That one, they just updated and newly released. I've seen a few pictures of it. I've seen it in person. I have not wore it myself. But one thing I will say from my friend who is playtesting it right now, he's noticed that it's a lot more comfortable for his foot, for him specifically, from the previous generations. Even though he has more of a flat foot, which usually you wouldn't think that the K-Swiss Supreme would be good for that, he said this one does really well. So one of the main things that they changed about the Supreme from the previous version to the newer one is that the old Supreme had a built-in tongue into the shoe. So it wrapped around your ankle more to secure you in place inside the shoe. Some people liked it because of the extra security. Some people hated it because it was almost impossible to get your foot into the shoe. So K-Swiss has done away with it. They've gone more to the normal style of tongue, which is traditional here, and in most all your shoes, it moves around a lot. So that's one of the big things that the K-Swiss has done with the Supreme. That is not going to be as wide as the Hypercourt Express that is over here. However, it is not designed to be. It is designed to be a more player shoe, designed to be a little bit heavier, have a bit more cushion to it, sometimes a little bit more lightweight depending on what shoe you're coming from, but it's designed to be a more well-rounded shoe than the K-Swiss Hypercourt Express. The Hypercourt Express mainly is just going to that player who has the wider foot, whereas the Hypercourt Supreme, it's going for more of the all-around style player and not as specific as the Hypercourt Express. So the Supreme will do well, especially with this new update. I've heard some good things about it, so I'm excited to see how the rest of it plays out and to potentially get it on my foot and play test it as well. Finally, that'll just bring me to the K-Swiss Ultrashot. Now the Ultrashot, it's been around for a while. I think they're on either generation 3 or generation 4 of that right now. This shoe is going to be bulky. It's going to be big, bad, not bad in the sense that it's actually like a terrible shoe, but bad in the sense that it's like, it's here to stay. It's a big Goliath. This shoe, a lot of comfort, a lot of cushion, very, very nice on your foot, very good at keeping you just balanced and keeping your foot from hurting after you've been playing in it for hours. Now the the Ultrashot, it is one of the ones that K-Swiss did use to have the 6-month outsole warranty on. I'm not aware of if they have that on the newer versions, so you would have to check on any website that you are able to purchase the K-Swiss shoes at. But other than that, you should be just fine. You should be just fine with it, because that shoe is a beast. You got a lot of cushion, you got a lot of support in that shoe. I've also heard it is good as well for the flat feet or even high arches sometimes, because you are able to adjust how the shoe fits if you have certain inserts or anything. It's just a good overall shoe, not as wide as the Hypercore Express. It's kind of like the middle ground between the Hypercore Express and the Supreme, being the fact that it's not the widest, but it's not as narrow, I'd say, as the Supreme is. So that's really where the Ultrashot lies. If you need that more cushion feel, that's where you can really step up and enjoy this shoe, is the Ultrashot from K-Swiss. Now, one thing I will say about almost every single K-Swiss shoe that I've ever tried on is that the insole of the shoe, when you put your foot into it and you just go to either walk or run, start, stop, whatever you do in the shoe, the insole in it seems to be a little spongy. And what I mean by that is, as soon as you put your heel in, you can feel it almost like sink into the shoe. For me, I felt it to be a little weird. I didn't know what was going on, so I don't know. I've had a lot of people that have come up to me saying they love the shoe, they love the feel, the fit, everything of it. I've had some people say, this is weird. I lean a little bit more towards the this is weird category, but if you don't like the insole, you can always just go ahead and, like I said, take out the insert, put in a new one, see what you like from there, just to customize your shoe even a little bit more to your specific needs. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like on it if you did. Comment down below any more questions you may have about K-Swiss or the tennis shoes in general, and subscribe to the channel so that we can grow this channel and get the tennis information from the people who have it to the people who need it. I saw a lot of misinformation in the tennis community, and that's why I took it upon myself to make this YouTube channel so we could get rid of that. So, as always, like the video, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend if they're looking to get into some more K-Swiss or if they want to try the brand. And, as always, take care.